We got a problem in the producer community, and that problem is scamming. Now, there's so many different scams, but this one that I'm about to talk about today, that I'm about to show you today, is one that I've seen a lot, and it's one that can be easily prevented. So I'm about to show you, okay, this story from this guy who sent me a DM on Instagram and went through how he almost got scammed. If you don't know who I am, I'm Nile Waves. I produce for artists like Lil Baby, Pooh Shiesty, Raul Rodriguez, Chris Brown, and a lot more. I only say that so that you know when you come to this channel, you get something real and you learn it from someone that has actually, gone through the process of getting placements, who's going through that process, who's working with artists, who's really in the field. I'm not a YouTuber, right? I'm not a YouTube guy. I'm a producer. I make music, all right? So, producer says, I need help. And also, after I read this, I'm going to show you exactly how this process is supposed to go so that you know what constitutes as a real opportunity versus a scam. So let's get into this. Producer says, I need help. I'm sorry if this is going to be a lot to read, but you're the only person I know that has gotten placements that will reply to me. So I'm supposedly getting my first placement, and the artist is YTB Fat. And the whole thing is that this producer, whose name is, not going to say it, he contacted me yesterday, and we've exchanged the beats and everything. I sent the wave files and the track stems. He got back to me and told me that he will use 2 of my beats. He gave me a contract and stuff from the label, and everything was correct, so I signed it. And now, as of today, he gets back to me and says something about a miscellaneous fee. Right. And it said nothing about that in the contract. Of course not. Because why would you have to pay in order to clear a beat that you produced with a label or an artist that is trying to get the beat from you? They're trying to pay you for the beat. Why would you need to pay? Red flag. It says he told me something about a miscellaneous fee and it said nothing about that in the contract. I told him that and he said it was mandatory and that it should have been in the contract. Right. Cap. So he talks to the label, I'm guessing, and says that the contract will be adjusted thereafter since the miscellaneous fee wasn't on there. I didn't agree with that, and I wanted to see if you ran into this. No, I've never ran into that because that's not how labels clear beats. That's not what happens. All right? So a lot of times you'll see the scam with washed up producers, producers who they may have gotten a placement, in 2006, and now they're acting like, they're a big time industry person. But the whole time they don't really work with producers. They don't really work with artists no more. They're just trying to scam people. You'll see this with grimy, fake A&Rs. Like these would be people who have A&R in their bio, A&R in their username, but no other A&Rs follow them. They'll have Atlantic Records in their bio. Nobody from Atlantic Records follows them. Nobody knows them. Who are you? Right? We don't know you. Why? Because you're not really an A&R. You're faking. You'll have fake managers do the same thing. People, I manage talent. But you never see the artists that they manage. You never see the producers that they manage. They just manage talent, right? And they send you messages like this. Oh, I could get you a beat with this person. I could get you that person. And yeah, you got a song with this person. You just got to send me a fee. Really? I got to send you a fee? Now, I've seen the scam with people who are on who claim to be on magazines. They'll hit you up and be like, yo, I could do it. I want to do a article on you. Like you hard. Like, I like your music, man. Like you hard. Be like, oh yeah, appreciate that. So what's the article process look like? He's like, oh, well, you just got to pay this. Pay? Why I got to pay to be in an article? I thought you wanted to do it on me. I was feeling good. I thought I was him. Nah, they trying to get some bread out of you, right? So you need to watch out for A&Rs who nobody follows. No other producers follow them. No other A&Rs follow them. Nobody from the record label that they claim to be a part of follows them. And if they say they're an A&R, ask them what their record label is. Ask them who they work for, who they work with. Who are some other A&Rs you work with? Have some stuff like that, you know. Um, if it's a, and I'm saying that if you can't verify it, usually it's very easy to verify because if you look at their pictures and stuff, there'll be other A&Rs right there. There'll be other artists, like big artists with hundreds of thousands of followers in their comments, because these are the people they interact with all the time. Like they will be like, it'll be very easy to see if it's a real A&R or not. All right. So make sure you really pay close attention to that. When it comes to fake producers, fake art, like there's producers who will literally put acapellas over their own beats. You know, they'll take an unreleased Future song, right? They'll take the acapella from that, and then they'll put their own beat on it, and then act like they got a placement, act like they got a snippet. Like like, what are you doing this for? Like, you didn't really get a placement. Stop it. Stop capping, right? And then they'll be like, yo, I can get your beat to Future. Next thing you know, you sending him bread because you're trying to get your beat placed. Whole time you don't know that you don't have to send anybody money to place your beat. That's not how it works. So, nah, man, that's no good. So let me show you how it really goes. This is how it really goes. If I know somebody in an artist camp, right? It doesn't even just have to be the engineer. It could be somebody around the artist, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes there'll be somebody around the artist that's cool with the artist that, you know, they A&R for them. They get beats from producers and they play the beats for the rapper, or they get beats from producers, send it to the engineer, and the engineer plays the beats for the rapper. Sometimes, you know, artists move like that, right? So let's say I have somebody in the camp and they play the song for whoever. You know, they play the song for the artist. Or, I mean, not the song. They play the beat for the artist. Let's say it's the engineer, right? The engineer plays the beat for the artist. Artist is like, yo, this is hard. I'm gonna hop on this. They hop on it. Engineer might hit me up 2-3 weeks later, like, yo, you got one with this artist. I'm lit, right? I'm happy. Cool. I got one with the artist. 2-3 more weeks later, they might be like, yo, send me your information so we could clear this beat. We got to send this. I got to send this information to our label because we actually chose that song to go on a project, or we chose that song to be a single. So cool. Okay, cool. I send them my information. They send me a message. Now, this message could be from an A&R. It's usually going to be from an A&R. Like most of the time, it's going to be from a real A&R though. So either I'm going to get an email, I'm going to get a DM, or I'm going to get a text message. And it's going to be someone saying, hey, Nile, can we clear this beat with you? We have a song that's used your beat. We want to clear this and discuss, you know, contract and terms and stuff like that. So most of the time where I'm at now, I'm going to send that to my manager and my lawyer, and they'll negotiate and stuff like that for me, make sure everything's straight. When I was first starting, if I was new, then it would just be me. And in that situation, it's just like, okay, cool. What's the situation here? They might say, okay, cool. We're going to give you $1,500. I'm like, $1,500? Can we do $2,000? They say, okay, cool, we'll do $2,000. I'll say, okay, cool, let's do $2,000, right? So next thing that happens, they'll send me a DocuSign. I'll electronically sign that contract, and then I'll send them an invoice. Now that invoice is gonna have, you know, information on it so that they can pay me, and you know, it'll probably say like net 30 or net 60, and that just means that 30 days or 60 days is the amount of time in which they're supposed to pay me within. Now, does that always happen? What do you think? These labels be playing games, man. You ask any producer, every producer has a story of a label taking like a year to pay them. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy how labels be acting. You know, we got to get that producer union thing up and running. I don't know if Sunny Digital actually started that yet, but that's something we got to get to, because these labels be playing sometimes, man. But I ain't gonna get into that right now. I ain't gonna get into that. They be wanting us to, like, clear them. They be banging the line like, yo, clear this beat. Can you clear this beat? Like, we need to get this out. We need to get to... And then they gonna pay you in like a year. You gotta follow up like 15, 20 times before they clear them. Man, I don't even want to talk about that right now, because it's definitely some money in the ethers that I need to go and get, right? So, but it's always being handled. It's being handled, all right? Most of the time, when all the ducks are in a row, all the paperwork is right, you'll be getting that money when you're supposed to get it. Especially if you have a good lawyer and a good, a good manager that are on top of it, you're gonna get that bread, right? So once you send that invoice and they send you the bread, that's basically the end of that. You never will have to pay them to clear your beat. You'll never have to pay them to clear your music. That's a scam. So now you know what the scam looks like and how it really goes. All right, it's Nile Waves. It's a lot of people that have been asking me for mentorship and stuff like that. I have a link in my description if you want to see if one-on-one mentorship would be good for you. My whole goal with the mentorship is just to make a whole bunch of better producers. I want you to meet whatever goals you have, whether that's getting placements, making money from this, just gaining the confidence to actually finish your music, to be consistent and actually show up every day. You want me to be that accountability partner? You want me to be that person that's like on you about like, yo, let's get to it. You just want somebody to talk to, about the music game and about, how to get where you need to go or where you want to go, where you envision yourself being. That's what the mentorship is all about. All right. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the link in the description and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace.